Let's discuss this line. Her husband is well known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. What the heck does this mean, right? What gates? The explanation is rooted in the culture of that time. You know, last summer I had a chance to travel to Georgia. It's a small country in the Middle East. My sister lives there. When I was in Georgia, I got a unique chance to see this culture in action, which is still intact there. You know how after a long day's work we tend to plop in front of a TV or on the couch with our cell phone so that we could unwind and relax. But what did people do before these things were invented? How would they unplug and recharge? Good question, right? But in fact, there is still some cultures even around us today that I see doing this the old way. The way I'm going to talk about. You know how sometimes you would drive down the streets of a small town and you see people hanging out on the porch. This is what people did before they had a TV screen in front of their couch. The street was their TV screen where action took place. And this is what they still do in the little country of Georgia. You see the way their buildings are? Their porches don't have steps because the entrance into the house is right at the ground level. So the door of the house opens into a very little front yard, which is fenced, and then a little gate opens to the street. Right outside that front yard gate, there is a little bench, and this is the couch, quote unquote, where people come out and sit after a long days of work. They may bring their food or drink and they watch the action on the street and in the neighbors' houses. The houses are located very close together, so a conversation often ensues between the neighbors. Some people get up and walk down the street and visit with different neighbors, and the weather in Georgia is usually very warm year-round, so this is a routine day-to-day activity. So this is the gate that they're talking about here. When this man comes out and sits on that little bench on his little makeshift ground level porch, everyone who walks by looks up to him and pays him respect. But what is interesting here is the fact that when we see a man who is well known, well respected, successful, and obviously part of inner circles of influential people, that credit here is given to his wife. This is because, as we have been discussing, female energy is the catalyst in the relationship, which empowers the man to achieve anything that he gets to achieve in his life. That is when the woman uses this energy and uses it properly. You may have seen my other video where I share a story, a historic illustration of the best known example of how powerful this potential can be. If you have missed it, I want to share it again with you now.